Welcome to this tutorial, guys. I'm gonna show you some CSS texting, alignments, decorations, transformations, and other stuff. So it's a basic CSS tutorial for CSS text. Okay, awesome. Let's dive into it. So I have a text tutorial HTML here file. I'm going to minimize this, and I'm going to add the basic HTML structure here, so it auto completes when you write HTML in VS Code. And then we have our HTML. What we're gonna do now is we are going to add a div. We're gonna give it an ID of text wrapper, and then we're gonna add some text. If I add lorem, then I enter, it's gonna autofill, or with a lorem ipsum. It's going to generate a lorem ipsum, and this is basically a text to use to fill the space with some text. Yes, so we save this and we add the live server plugin, and then it opens here. Awesome. So the live server, by the way, if you don't know, it's a plugin that every time I do something and I save, it's going to refresh for me. So if I remove this, it auto refreshes the page. I don't need to sit and refresh it every time. Awesome. So now I want to change the text and make it let's see, let's add the style element inside this, in the style tags, we want to add the text wrapper, right? That's how we write CSS. We have the selector, this the identifier, and the property and value. Now we want to make the text color. We can change the color to red. We can make let's say text align. If we want to put in the left or center or right. So you see these values here, center and justify left, right. So if I want to center it, it's going to go to the center and it's going to look like this. I can make it also go to right. Pretty obvious, right? So text align, very common used. We can have text decoration. And you see you have, for example, underline. You see it's gonna add an underline. Let's see, we have text decoration upper. Sorry, no, text decoration. So underline, or we can have a strike. I think no. Text decoration. Line through, yeah. Line through, it's basically like a strike through. Okay, just gonna do this, not so common used. So let's leave it with the underline, which is fairly used. We can do text transform. We can make these letters capitalized, like this. They're gonna be capitalized. So basically capitalize, it makes the first letter of each word, it turns it to uppercase, so it capitalizes it. So it starts with a big L, it starts with a big E, it starts with a big D here. Now, if we want to text transform, if we want to make the all lowercase, we can do lowercase here. And they all become lowercase, and these two are used a lot also. Sorry, wait, I cannot write both of them because they're not, one of them is gonna work and it's going to be this one because it's the last one. So let's comment this out, let's comment the uppercase out because it looks very urgent or something. Yes, let's see, we have also the line height, which, for example, if we do 10 pixels, Now you see there's no space between these lines. So if we make 20 pixels, it is 20 pixels difference between the height of each row. This is also very common used, line height. And now if I make 100 pixels, it's gonna look like this. So it's 100 pixels between. So let's, for this tutorial, add it 30 pixels. Let's see, what else do we have? We have text, let's see here. We have the shadow also. The shadow is, you can add shadow effects under 2 pixels. Yeah, so it basically adds a shadow of each row, okay, here. And then you can adjust the pixels. So this is left to right. You see it goes to the pixels right. Give me a second. 1 pixel, 1 pixel, 2 pixels, 2 pixels. And now it doesn't show. And it's because the last one can be color. So now we're basically saying, let me just make sure I'm not saying anything wrong here. I think this is we can actually see on this browser. We can take this text shadow here and we can play around to make sure we are doing this right. So you see, now if I change this, the first value, we have 4 values. The first value changes horizontally, and if I go minus, it goes to the left. If I go plus, it goes to the right, you see. You can change these values with the arrows, up and down arrow. Now this goes vertically, up and down, okay? And I think this one is a blur. You see it's gonna be blurry. So you see, right? The more I make it, yeah. So this is a blurring, how blurry you want it to be. So we want to have some value. So for it to work, let's make this smaller. And here we have the color. We can also add blue. And this is how you add shadows. We can also make it, let's see, with three. We can add on 3 values. It goes like this. And now we can barely read something. So let's make it red. Yeah, it looks terrible. So let's remove this color. Becomes a bit better. Of course, we didn't add the most important one, right? Font size. This is the font size of the text. So we can make this 30 pixels, 20 pixels. So the more we add, the better it becomes, or the bigger it becomes. Sorry. Let's add 24 pixels for this, and let's add font family. We have some pre-used font families here. For example, if I use this Arial, you see it changes the font. And these are backups. If this doesn't work, we'll use this, or use this, you know. Yeah, font families you can also find on, for example, Google Fonts here. And you can, for example, take this one, Roboto. You can say select this style, and then you see here, you can either add a link, a tag, or an import, and then this is going to import them here. So we can actually add this here. You see exactly how they tell you how to use it. So you just copy this, paste it, and this is going to load the actual font from here. You see, And then what we need to do is just add this one, this text font family here. And look at this before I save. So now we're using these styles here, Roboto Thin 100. So now if I save, you see it's using this Roboto font, and you see it here too, Roboto Sans Serif. Yeah, for font size and font family, you need to know this too. The other ones are just playing with the text more. But these are sizes and fonts are super important on a website. Say line through, as we did before. This is special text decoration for the line, you know. And of course you can do underline as we did, and then you can also do overline and underline. So we have underline and overline here. Yeah, this is not very common either, so yeah, but it's good to know though. What else we have? I can say also text decoration color, and we can make it red. Text decoration line. So no, sorry, I did this. So text decoration line to color. So these are basically text decorations. We probably have some more, but yeah, I think these are enough. Yes, and then we want to maybe add some spacing in the text here. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna say text intent. Let's see. Let's see here, text intent. So this is the, sorry, I cannot see it here. So this is the space between the beginning here of the document with the text. So look at this, if I add 50 pixels, it goes more, so the indentation of this text where it begins from here. So if I add 0, it's gonna go all the way left, almost all the way left. Let's see if I make it bigger. Yeah, it's because it's text center aligned. Okay, so we have this right, it's even right aligned. Let's make it left. It's gonna start here. So now it's make it 20 pixels and it goes there. It's easier to see like that. 50 pixels, it goes here. So this is the indentation of the text. We can also add spacing between the letters. So between each letter here, we can add like 20 pixels, becomes crazy. So let's add 10 pixels or maybe 5 pixels. So it counts maybe more readable depending on who's reading it. Yeah, but you can change, you can add space between the letters. We check the line height. I think we actually word spacing, maybe it's so. It's also good. So you have space between each word. So it's 100 pixels between each word here. And yeah, this is pretty. I think this is it for this tutorial. I want to keep it short and just show you some basics. Yeah, how to manipulate text. And yeah, you see, you can do anything you want. I hope I didn't forget something. But yeah, these are font size, font family, text align, center, left, right, text decoration, underline, uppercase, lowercase, then here, text transform, line height, have space between each line. Yeah. Text shadow, add shadow to the text, text decoration line, overline, line through if you want to strike through. Now this doesn't work, these two, because they're overridden by this. So so if I remove this one, it's gonna add this overline, line through, line through. That's the second one. So because they have the same property, so they cannot have the same. So only one is going to work. Text decoration color, it's going to be red. And text intent, indentation, letter spacing, and word spacing. I hope I didn't forget. I mean, there are plenty of them, but these are a good start to begin with. Awesome. I hope you liked this video. Subscribe and like, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care, guys. Thank you very much.